Naruto Storm Connections might be going in a very good direction. We have Kurenai Yuhi coming out at the end of this week with the brand new DLC that she is featuring in. With that, there'll be a patch, and I think there'll be some changes to the patch determining which characters will be getting nerfed and buffed, so that'll be interesting to see. And they're also bringing back a fun event of the Jiraiya versus Minato, so you can choose either Team Jiraiya or Team Minato for an event to obviously have your team beat the other team, like they did with the Rasengan versus Chidori. I'm gonna be Team Minato, of course. There has been some shocking news lately where Hiroshi Matsuyama, the president of CC2 himself, has actually made a statement on Twitter just yesterday. This actually might be a sign where CC2 will be looking at fixing Storm Connections and actually giving us what we want. Basically, within the tweet, it just shows that he is thanking us for his support, or for our support on Naruto Storm Connections, and he is basically going ahead and tagging a separate Twitter page and been talking about how we can forward our requests there, and he continues to get to the main point. If you have any requests for future Naruto Ultimate Ninja series or requests for additional characters, please post them all by replying to this official development account. What he is saying is that if you can post your requests of additional characters and things to be fixed, you can do it all on this Twitter account, which I'll actually be putting in the link in the description. So if you're on Twitter and you're an avid Twitter user and you really care for the Naruto Storm Connections game, then you will need to actually tweet towards this account or message them or do whatever and give them requests on characters and things that you want to be fixed. Now, it's easier for them. He actually does state within the tweet that it's easier if we are doing it in forms of very clear to read text. They can accept all languages. The language barrier isn't apparently an issue to them, or in the form of video as well. So if it's a very particular glitch that you want fixed, having it shown in a form of a video will help them understand what it is and how they're fixing it. But I actually just wanted to discuss with you guys how much of a massive win this is for the Storm community, that the president of CC2 himself has actually gone ahead and revitalized an old Twitter account, because this Twitter account is actually a very old one based just for Naruto Storm games, and the last time it was ever tweeted was in 2020 when Momoshiki came out for Storm 4 as DLC. So this will be our golden opportunity to start asking them and start requesting all of the characters that we want to see in the game. So those of you that are asking for Anko and Shizune, just like myself, I mean, hey, if they're gonna bring Kurenai into the game, where's Anko and Shizune? These are like the three main kunoichi we've been asking from the Leaf Village for many years to be introduced into a Storm game, and now we are only just now 15 years into the Storm series are only getting Kurenai. This is our chance to get a Season 2 battle pass with Anko and Shizune amongst many other requested playable characters. I know a lot of you have been asking for characters like Ao and Chojuro and Kurotsuchi as well, so all of these guys could be added in. But I actually think this is looking very promising, considering that the CEO or the president of the company himself has gone out and said, hey, look, tweet at this page, look, it is alive. And on the page themselves, they have actually put a tweet out reaffirming what Hiroshi has says, and says, yes, we will actually be taking in your requests. Just forward your request here and we will take it into consideration. Now, he obviously does promise that they can't fix or introduce absolutely everything that we request. So I know there's a lot of people out there, I get it in my comment section all the time, a lot of you are asking for Gurin to be playable, or even Pakura, some filler characters from the Naruto anime. I don't know if they will actually do that. They might. I mean, Storm Connections is like a fan servicey-esque game, with how they have made it is very similar in line of Revolution and Generations, games that weren't part of the main canon line, but still Storm games that could be played with a lot of fun. So maybe the likes of Guren and Pakura could be playable if enough people probably ask for them. But I'm not gonna lie, I think if we're gonna be prioritizing characters to ask for, I really think we should be asking for characters, you know, like the main side characters that actually show up in the canon of Naruto. With that, we do have the tools necessary now to actually communicate to the devs themselves. Hiroshi actually says that there is a dedicated team on this matter that will be working on looking at requests from us, the customer base, the player base, and actually will be looking at taking them into consideration. Now, consideration is the key word here, because it obviously means they're not going to guarantee every request that we're going to ask for. But if we ask for some realistic stuff, then it's likely possible. Basically, how the process works is that Hiroshi and his team will take these requests to say, for example, that Kurotsuchi, Adult Konohamaru, Shizune and Anko become a very popular request. They would then have to go to Shueisha and then talk to them and get their approval of them being added into this game. If everything's all greenlit and everything's okay, then CC2 will start working on the character models and movesets, and then in the near future we'll be looking at having them as DLC. So there is a lengthy process. It would involve some waiting, but it would also involve some clear and civil communication from us, the player base, to them, the developers. I think it's very big and very exciting what Hiroshi has done by communicating with us about what he wants to do with Storm, and it really shows that they haven't actually given up on it yet. The thing is, now for the people that are asking for Nanashi and Merz to be playable, I still think that's in the cards. It's just, I don't see it anytime soon. There are people literally spamming them on Twitter asking for Nanashi to be playable, and I get it. And there's now going to be a set of dedicated fans for those who want to play Nanashi and Merz, but the thing is, they have this season pass to get through. The thing is, CC2, when they have things and events and content for a game, they have to work on it bit by bit. Not only that, but then they have to get Bandai Namco involved, and Bandai is already busy as it is. They've just got done with the release of Sandland. They're currently working on Tekken 8. Tekken 8 has its own season pass and characters that they're working on. They're doing balance patches for Tekken 8, so Tekken 8 and Naruto is quite a juggle for Bandai at the moment, amongst other things that they've got coming into development. So there's quite a lot to bear in mind when requesting things for our game, Naruto Storm, when there are other things going on as well. But regardless of all that, it is a very exciting time. This is looking like a massive W for the Naruto Storm community. I am very excited. I think something that I think really needs to be fixed, and one thing that I really need to address, and I might actually make a whole video addressing it at some point after Kurenai has released, maybe if they haven't fixed it by then, is the online custom matchmaking mode. I think custom matchmaking is extremely broken and you just can't play it. Literally one time, myself, Sarasa6, and a North American player did actually try playing together, and it was just playable. Even with 3 of us in the lobby, because there was the cross-region connection, we would get 1 fight in, and then maybe 2 if we were lucky, and then the connection or the lobby would break, and it was very annoying. I'm sure a lot of you who have friends cross-region, or just friends just across continents from each other, just want to play together in custom matchmaking like we used to in Storm 4 days, and we can't because the custom matchmaking lobby just isn't completely finished yet. So if I'm going to mention a fix in this video, it's definitely the custom lobbies. The custom lobbies needs to be fixed instantly. And then I think my next concern is ranked matches, and then everything that could be done with ranked matches. I think they should be able to handpick your opponents again instead of just having randoms MMR based matchups, because that's just a real nightmare to handle. Not only that, but it's also making me wait so long. There's literally clips of Playco on Twitter waiting like 5 minutes at a time until he gets a match, or even longer. It cuts off at 5 minutes and then you have to queue again, and I get the same issue. So I think there's definitely some online things that need to be fixed first before anything else, for sure. Obviously we can all sit here and think of many things that need to be fixed. Right now CC2, based on the surveys they've been giving us in the past, they want to look at character balancing, which is definitely a good priority. I don't see any harm in it, but I think the most important thing before we look at character balancing is actually fixing the online mode so we can actually play together. As a content creator, it is a struggle actually trying to engage with my community if I cannot actually play with them in game. Anyways, drop a comment down below showing me how excited you are for this news about Storm Connections. We are looking like we are actually being heard and listened to. There are direct staff that will now be listening to our cries for help and our requests for characters. As always, it's been your boy Poison Akami. Jane.